Hello, welcome back to the Sir Purrcast. We are going to be covering training camp day 4 in today's episode. It's going to have to be a quick one, so I apologize for that. So I'm going to try and rush everything as fast as possible, just to get everything in the time frame. So, most importantly, first day in pads for the training camp. That's super exciting, it just means for, a new level of physicality and just intense, and, we're finally getting started to play real football again, so that's exciting, for many reasons. But it can also bring out, some of the more competitive sides of people, and, that's a really good thing, but it also can mean, that tempers can flare and get high, which we saw a little bit of today. Felipe Franks and Mike Jackson got in a fight, and you never want to see that. Obviously, a personal foul, 15 yards, that's a really big penalty, also an automatic first down. But it is just something that comes with just the competitive nature of football. But you never want to see that, especially out of a leader like Mike Jackson. And it turned into quite a scuffle. And they got it. You never want to see that. It's not positive at all. But like I said, it's gonna be addressed. And Bryce Young pulling teammates out is really what you want to see from your leader, who is the starting quarterback. A couple things. Mike Jackson was back. So was J.C. Horn. That's super exciting. J.C. Horn back from his toe cut, and Mike Jackson back from camp back or tightness. That's super exciting. Getting that cornerback room fully healthy again. That's probably such a big addition to the defense. It's really exciting, and it allows our defense to play at a very high level, which is super exciting for the cornerbacks and everything. But despite that, the offense won the day, so it's now 2-2, and like I said, that I think is a good sign. Again, I'm not actually really that sure, but I know it's probably not a bad sign. I mean, that just means things are extra competitive, since, it's close, and that's what you want to see. The more competitive, the better you can make others around you. You're not going to learn much from getting blown out 50-0 every single game, so the more that's competitive, then the more you can learn, and that's ultimately the goal in training camp, which is what you want to see. Mike Jackson and J.C. Horn were back, but Chris Brazzell and Robert Hunt still held out. It's a big loss, but it shouldn't be major at all. Again, they should be back really quickly, and I'm not too worried about it. It's gonna be exciting for sure whenever they're able to come back. I believe Damian Lewis was also held out, but again, it's not major. And again, Mitch Evans, also another minor injury to the calf. So both of our guards were out, both of the starting guards, Robert Hunt and Delu, which means Chandler Zavala and Shadi Charles get the nod, and honestly, they play well. And that's a really good sign just for depth. That's another thing to watch in preseason. Just inching ever so closer to that mark, 9 days, something like that. So super exciting. And the other thing I want to talk about in the offensive line is the job of Monroe Freeling and Rasheed Walker. They were both really, really good. Jalen Phillips, a lot of praise for Freeling. Obviously, he has some stuff to get better at. But most praise, he said he was strong, I believe, in the interview. And if you want to get any of this information from, actual Panthers players, you should watch the interviews. Because that's where it all comes from. I'm just, basically restating what they said, from my memory, which can be inaccurate, and also just maybe that has changed. Or maybe they probably put it better than I do, so. You should watch the interviews. Jonathan Brooks was back in pads for the first time. That's really exciting for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's super awesome to have him back, just in general. I feel like you can't really praise his commitment to the sport enough. Just, continuing to battle through 2 torn ACLs. And, that definitely shows something about the type of character he is and what he's going to bring to this team when he's on the field. That's super important to have, is just the fight and the love of the game. Because, he really demonstrated those 2 things with all the recovery things he had to do. And it'll be really awesome to see him just get out on the field really for the first time and just show the NFL what he can do. We should see a lot of it in week 1. I don't know what we're going to see in preseason. I would like to see a little bit of what he can do. And I think he's going to give us a really, really nice boost in athleticism to the offense. They were talking about his ability in the passing game, particularly check down swing passes and screens. And that is something we have struggled with in terms of drops last year. Particularly, Hubbard wasn't sure-handed on a couple grabs that would have been really nice to have back. But you can't complain too much. We had a lot of success in the screen game as well. I just think back to Chuba Hubbard touchdown against the Rams, Rico Dowdle almost touchdown against the Falcons week 11. So, and that demonstrates that our offensive line, we can handle it. Our play design for those concepts work well. And then with Brooks, who really has a skill set for those type of plays, that's going to be really fun to watch. And just the opportunities, I hope, come a lot out of that set of plays. Just to see some of the versatility he brings to the backfield. Which, again, Chuba, reliable, good at run after the catch, but there were some issues with the drops. Lastly, I want to talk about just this pass rush in Princely Umanmielen. The first thing is Jalen Phillips said he was the best pass rusher on this team. And coming from someone like Jalen Phillips, that is super, super big. He's going to get a lot of playing time this year with Nick Gordon being out. And that's a lot of opportunity for him to make a name for himself long-term on this team, to show what he can do. And I have trust that, he's one of the most athletic players on this team. He's super agile and fast, and, he can get to the ball, he can get to the pass rusher, he can get to He can get to the quarterback. He can really versatile in pass rush, and he is one of the biggest weapons we have. Super, super exciting that we have someone like Princely that is ready to go, and I think that's going to be a really big help this season for the pass rusher success, which obviously it might take a big hit with Nick being out, but I think, we can absolutely still hit that. Well, I mean, obviously, one of my bold predictions for the 2025 season was Nick Scorton, and who, I forget, it might have been Jalen Phillips, will have 10 plus sacks or something, which obviously that can't happen, but Princely absolutely is capable of that. So is anyone else we have. And I'm excited for the season. I can't say that enough. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, sorry about the short episode, but keep pounding. I'll see you guys